Ciao a tutti, Marco here, Winexclub sommelier, and today we are here with Pálma, second generation of Koch Winery and President of Junibor. We will have a couple of questions with her, a little bit about her story, the story of the winery, and of course we will taste their amazing wines. So Pálma, can you briefly introduce Koch Winery?
Yes, Koch Winery is a family-owned company. My father has started it, but my great-grandparents were also making wine in the past. We are in Borota, which is in the south of Hungary in the Hajós-Baja wine region. I am the second generation, so my father founded the company. I also became a winemaker. We worked together. And we also work in Villány wine region. So we work on two wine regions. We have a big conventional winery in Hajós-Baja. We also have a winery in Villány, and we also have an organic winery and a fruit juice company.
Lot of things, and I've been there, I've seen them, it's huge, it's beautiful. So if you manage, go there to visit them. Let's have some wine in the meantime as well. So very briefly, here I read Natur Élmény 25. What are we drinking, Pálma?
So we decided to make a natural wine in 2025.
Nati a Boroslan, which we say hello to. Ciao Nati.
So we are very good friends, and one day she told me that her dream is to have a harvest experience, an organized event. And she was searching for a place, and I was like, okay, this then can be our company. So people decided to come,
join you, yes.
Experience. So we harvested together, and then we used more than 100 years old bucket press and these very old traditional machines. And we decided to make a natural wine because we have resistant varieties. It's called Ester, is the name of the variety. It's fully resistant to oidium and peronospora, so no need to spray. And all the people who came were so happy that, oh my God, I haven't had this experience since I was a child, you know. It was the hottest day of September.
Oh, yes.
Crazy. But we told them to really select the grape, but it was quite a healthy crop. And we decided to try to make something natural. So we did not use, no sulfur, no additives, nothing. And the fermentation was also spontaneous in the new little Hungarian oak barrel. And then we had less than 180 bottles. So all the people who came to the Élményszület got a wine from the Élményszület because they worked on it.
Beautiful.
And so our plan is to also have it in 2026 and the upcoming years, and then each year we will try to make a nice natural wine. And I think we managed it actually.
It's
beautiful.
See it
on the color.
Yes.
It's not oxidized. We really took care of it.
It's available not just for the ones who participated to the harvest.
Yes, it is available on our web shop.
Previously, you mentioned Hajós-Baja and Villány. What would you say are the advantages of the two regions? What are the good parts and maybe something that it's a bit more difficult? So
the good part is that in Hungary we have 22 wine regions, which is a lot, but I think it's quite a small country, and from Borota to go to our Villány winery in Diósviszló is the name of the village where we have our grapes and the estate is only 1 hour by car.
Easy. So
when we need to do any kind of work in the wine cellar, we can just go and come back because it's very, very close.
Absolutely.
But even if it's only 1 hour, the terroir is very different, and we make the sparkling wine very fruity, reductive, white, rosés and reds in Hajós-Baja. But in Villány we can make really high quality premium red wines. So the wines we make are totally different.
Yes.
But because of the distance, it's manageable to do both.
Perfect.
We would love to work in Tokaj, but that's just too far away. So
For the moment, it's okay.
It's a new possibility.
Yeah.
I mean, we work in Villány since 2007.
Okay.
I think it was a very good idea. When I was a kid, I only realized that every time we go to Pécs to the cinema or shopping, we always stop in a cellar.
Yes.
And then everything closes in Pécs when we arrive.
No time.
Yeah, but I
for...
was a kid at that time.
Yeah.
So I think it's beautiful. You can make beautiful red wines and Cabernet Franc in Villány.
Both of them great wine region. One is more well known, but also Hajós-Baja now is because thanks to you also is getting its reputation up and up. You said it a little bit right now, so you were born and you grow up in a winery. How was it like?
It's great. Actually, we never lived in the winery. We never lived at the estate, but most of the weekends and the summer we spend there, and it's great. You know, it's a huge property. It's not a flat, it's a huge farm. So, and your parents just let you play. So you're playing hide and seek in empty tanks,
wow,
and you're barefoot running around while they are processing the grapes. It's a good smell, and so it's just fun. It's because kids want to be outside, so it was super good.
It's like nature, wine. You are there even as a kid. What else do you need?
It was very great. It was not compulsory for me to be a winemaker. My dad really wanted it, but my sister became a dentist, and we all love her, you know.
Okay,
so.
Good. Okay, so even the other sister is loved, even though she's not a winemaker.
Yeah.
Palma, you are a winemaker because, as we said, your father was a little bit pushing. So, what's your favorite thing of being a winemaker?
I think I am very lucky that I was born in a winemaking family, because I think winemaking, just the process of making wine is super interesting. I think the most interesting part is definitely the fermentation and when the grapes arrive, and then you actually make wine from juice, and the fining and making it nice after that. I think that is super interesting. And the tasting, and when I say blending, it can be the different grape varieties just from different vineyards, you know. Just the tasting, super interesting, and very small percentages can make big changes on the palate.
Absolutely.
That's super interesting. But what I started to tell you firstly how lucky I am is that I am not only a winemaker, and I'm not only in a winemaking position, but I can see, of course I cannot do everything. We are big. We have a viticulturist, and we are a lot of people working in this company.
Yes.
But I can see everything from the soil till the shelf. So whoever decides to start a winery, it's a lot of work, but it's beautiful to do everything and see everything, the whole process of it.
It's like, you know, what? Sometimes I have this feeling that having your winery and looking after the wine from the grape to the bottle is like having a child, you know.
It's very romantic if we talk about it, but it's a lot of work.
Yeah, of course. Winemaker's life is not easy. You can make mistakes. It sometimes happens. It's in every type of job, but now we have you here, so did it ever happen to you to make a mistake as a winemaker, and how did you react?
There is a little story that I can tell you, because that was only like a 200-liter waste. So first we tasted the natural wine, and so when I was doing my master's, I decided to write my master thesis about antioxidants that have no sulfur in them. So for example, tannins extracted from grapes are very good antioxidants, natural ones as well. So I was doing my master thesis about these non-sulfur additives, and I decided I tried to make wine without sulfur, and I was using a lot of tannins and all of these things, but I was quite lazy. Not lazy, but I was doing my university, and I was also doing marketing for the company.
Very busy.
So what happened is that the fermentation was over, the wine was beautiful, and then I racked it once, and so 1 week I tasted it, perfect, and then I didn't check for it for like a week, and probably it still had some, you know, lees and everything, and I didn't rack it, and 1 week later it was mousy, but like the very, very bad one. I was very pissed at that time, but it was my fault. It's just, this is the thing with the grapes and the wine, that it's not like, if I am going to have time, I'm gonna do it. You have to do it in the right moment.
Yes.
And I was doing a lot of other stuff, so it was actually my fault. And I also don't think that it was the perfect vintage.
Okay.
Because it's very important to have good acidity.
Yes.
And I don't think it was the best vintage and the best wine to try no sulfur
Okay.
you know, experiment.
Yeah.
So I did learn, but you know, my father always tells me that no time for your own faults, you know, and it's true, because you cannot just experience and then make something bad. That made me very sad, but I learned my lesson. It's just you don't have time to learn.
Great.
While, you know, in the cellar.
Thank you very much for confiding in us and telling us this little story. What I have to say is that I've been to your winery and I tasted the latest vintage of the Syrah you make.
It's in the bottle now.
Okay. When I tasted it was still in the barrel, and it was amazing. So she's great. Sometimes we all make mistakes, but I tasted her Syrah and it's buonissimo. We talked about Koch Winery having a lot of structures, and you also have a part of the winery particularly dedicated to organic wines. Would you like to tell me a bit more about this? Why you have, like, I was there and there is the beautiful winery, like you have the barrels, you have the side of all the stainless steel, and then there is the little green K, and then only there you can make organic wines.
Officially, it is possible to make organic and conventional wine in one company, in one building. So by law it is possible, but I don't think it's good. Because, you know, you're working in the cellar, you mix up one tank and the other tank, and it's just because the rules are very, very different for conventional and for organic. So we built an organic, totally separate, and we also have resistant grape varieties that are not sensitive for
diseases,
fungal diseases. And I think that is the best way to produce organic wine, because if you have a Chardonnay or a Riesling or any kind of variety, that variety is sensitive. It was sensitive 50 years ago, it will be sensitive in 50 years. And the truth is that the climate is changing and the grapevine is not changing, because the DNA is always the same. So I need new varieties. So if you make organic Chardonnay, for example, maybe you can have a good wine in every 3 years, but you need the profit. You know, you're one family. You're one family.
Absolutely.
And if you only produce organic wine and then you have 2 rainy and bad vintages, then so that is one reason why organic wines are so expensive, because it's not a stable production. But if you work with varieties that are stable, also not sensitive, so. And I think that's the main part. You don't need to use that much chemical in the vineyard.
Yes.
Because it's like circling, like you're trying to be more healthy, but then it's all about the vineyard. So, yeah, answering your question. Answering your question. So we have resistant varieties and we produce them organically. And organic winemaking is very easy. The winemaking itself is really nothing special or not much different. Of course, we have different rules, very low sulfur, and we don't use too many things, honestly, during winemaking, but it is similar as in the conventional. So the hygiene is the most important thing, and in the organic as well as in the conventional, we do all the fermentation in stainless steel tanks, and when the wine is finished, then we do barrel aging. So we have 30 hectares organic, resistant varieties. We also have an organic Olas Riesling and Cabernet Sauvignon, but for that we buy the grapes from a local organic producer. So we have 4 organic wines at the moment.
Beautiful wines. I tasted a couple of them, and these things that you told me, like about you could make organic wines in the same areas where you make normal wines, but it's your choice. I'm drinking a little bit more because it's very nice. It's your choice to separate them, just to make sure.
So we can go more deep into that if we have time, but so you can. But for example, on the same day, you cannot harvest conventional and organic grapes. So you can only process organic on the day. And let's be honest, when there is harvest time, you don't have a lot of time for this. So you need to work, especially if we have such a hot vintage, like for example 2024, you don't have time, you have to harvest because it's too warm.
Absolutely.
And so it is possible, but it's quite complicated. So we decided to have an organic winery and produce wines from resistant varieties to be able to produce good quality and good price organic wine that people actually can buy, and we protect the environment.
What else do you need? So people, if you are not familiar with organic wines and you don't want to spend a lot of money, Pálma has the solution for you.
Thank you.
You are also the president of Junibor. Would you like to introduce us to what it is Junibor?
Junibor is an organization between young winemakers of Hungary, and it started almost 20 years ago in 2009. I was very tiny at that point. It's a non-profit organization. It's just young winemakers being friends and helping each other. I think it's a very good community. We ask a lot of things from each other and then we help each other. It's very good. Also, we are living in a small country, so everybody knows everybody. So we have more than 50 members, also from Erdély and from the Felvidék.
Okay.
So Hungarians from next to the border.
Yes, how do we explain this? Like
I don't know in English.
Since Hungary before was bigger,
A little bit.
There are people who live outside of Hungary but at the border of it who still feel that their identity is being Hungarian.
They are also Hungarian.
And they are also Hungarian. So yes. So
we also have Hungarians from Hungary and from Felvidék and Erdély. So we have more than 50 members and we have a 5-member cabinet, so I am not the only president and who is working. But during my presidency and with all the other members of the cabinet, we decided to be more open and start projects together with universities in Pécs. At the university a few years ago, they started the borkulturális alapismeretek lecture.
Subtitles.
I don't know how to say that in English, but it's basically a lecture for students about wine culture. And so this semester will be the second semester where Junibor is keeping this lecture to young students. And the most important thing is they're not only winemakers, but doctors, lawyers, students. And I think that's the main mission of Junibor at the moment. And to find young winemakers who are very good in their profession, who are motivated and who want to be part of this community.
There are young people who care about wine. Do you feel this kind of a little bit of, how do we say it a bit more nicely, wine crisis, Pálma?
I think, yes, I don't like to talk about it. Because I think if you say something, a lot of times we believe it and we will behave the way we say it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But if you go anywhere, everywhere, and you read young people don't drink, young people don't drink, young people, they really want to drink.
Yeah.
That's the truth. And I don't think it's something that we can change. But the truth is that probably our grandparents drank more than we did. And it's just a generational change, and it's not only about wine. I think it has a lot to do with technology. And just, I have 3 brothers, and the biggest one is 16 years old. He's a teenager now. He thinks very differently than how I was when I was 16. So it's just a change that we have to live with. And I think we need to concentrate on the young people who are open and interested. And that is also a reason why I really wanted to be part of these wine cultural movements at the universities, because the students are interested. So we need to concentrate on the students who actually apply to these lectures, and then we can meet them there.
So as you said, we are not only talking about students which are looking for a career in wine. It's
no.
everyone.
No.
Everyone.
You have these lectures at universities that you can choose freely for a few credits, and there are always 300 students sitting on every lecture. And so, yeah, that's what I think. Yes, it is changing, but I don't like to say it because you read it everywhere.
It's, let's say...
And I'm more positive, because what I see that young people who are interested in wine, they are interested in quality and good wines.
You heard it from the source, so Pálma, we talked a little bit, and now we know that you are a winemaker, you look after wine association, but you are a mother as well. How the hell do you manage all of these things?
I don't.
And that's the end of the interview, no.
We are tired. I'm talking for other working mothers. We are tired.
Yeah.
That's all I want to say. But we try and we manage, and I think the most important is to understand what I understood. I'm understanding still that I cannot do everything at the same time, 100%. So if I'm the best mom ever and the house is so clean and beautiful and I'm cooking every day and I put makeup, then probably I don't work enough.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
So, and if I work a lot, then probably I didn't iron at home. You know, like...
Yes.
I think it's just every day is different and we all try to make the best.
Personally, I think you're doing great. You are a great example for young people entering into wine business, young mothers, so you are like the full package.
Oh.
We all live in a time period where technology is on the rise. We have AI, it's on the rise. Do you think that at some point in the near future, AI could help people to choose wine, to direct them? What are your thoughts?
I'm afraid of AI. No, actually, I think it can help. I think it can help in a lot of things. But even if I am young, I'm always against everything with technology. I probably was the last one of my friends who logged into Facebook. And I'm always the last one, and honestly, because we talked about the fact that I am a mother, I know it's not really a topic about winemaking, what I am talking about, but I want my daughter to be able to paint and read and write by hand. So I think it's way too much technology, and since AI, I am just on my phone and I don't know what is real and what is not real. And I think AI can help a lot, but it's very important to have these kind of conversations that we have now, because people work in the vineyards, people produce the wines, people sell the wines. So I think if there would be an application or a website, so I think AI can help in a lot of things to fasten. You know, like you search for something, I want something like this, and then AI tells you, oh, these are the top 5 wines that would be good for you. I think that's very cool, but I think what's very important is to have these kind of conversations and and the information should be real, because that's my biggest problem with AI, that I don't know what is real or what is not real, but I think it can help in a lot of things if it's in good hands.
I think she said everything. So we are here, and I will be the one like telling the AI what to do, and it's good that you mention it, because for our project for Winexclub and SOMI, there will be always the human touch behind, and you have it
the
here.
Marco touch.
Wow, nice. Thank you very much, Pálma, for this great interview. We will see you soon.
Thank you for the invitation, Marco, and cheers.
Salute.